Well, yes, Soren, Jharkhand Mukti Morcha from the next government here in Jharkhand. And this party name was carved out Jharkhand Mukti Morcha. State, and there you see celebrations all around with flag of Jharkhand Mukti Morcha and Soren, the founder of Jharkhand Mukti Morcha here. We will speak to Hemant Soren also in some time from now, and there we see raising slogans in favor, and they're jubilant after the party coming back to power after 5 long years. जुलूस के रूप में आए हैं, कर रहे हैं, क्या सरकार फिर से बन रही है?
सरकार निश्चित तौर पे बन रही है, पूर्ण बहुमत से बन रही है महागठबंधन सरकार, और हम इसके लिए आश्वस्त है कि हमारी जो सरकार बनेगी वो विकास के लिए नई गाथा लिखेगी झारखंड के लिए, जिसका नेतृत्व माननीय श्री हेमंत सोरेन जी करेंगे। अब पूर्ण विश्वास है कि हेमंत के नेतृत्व में झारखंड कितने आगे बढ़ेगी ये जनता देखेगी।
तो आप लोग कैसे हरा पाए बीजेपी को? अभी जो ट्रेंड बता रहा है,
ये जो जीत हो रही है, ये महागठबंधन की जीत है। ये जीत का श्रेय महागठबंधन को जाता है, कांग्रेस।
So there we have celebrations all around. Soren, the most important takeaway is that after 5th round in Jamshedpur East, Raghuvar Das, the Chief Minister of Jharkhand, is trailing by Saryu Rai. That is going to be the interesting battle. Early in the morning, we were having a conversation that the perception battle was lost by the BJP because of the captain of the ship had a very negative image, and here it is reflected in the results here. We don't know what will be the final outcome, but a seat which Raghuvar Das had won by 74,000 votes last time is trailing by 1,400 votes as of now in the 5th round. So that is bad news for BJP here. Back to you.
All right, Prakash, we'll keep coming back to you for more. Everybody's really waiting to hear from Hemant Soren, but he's taking his time, isn't it? He wants to be absolutely sure of where he stands, because right now there are many seats where the margin is very slim still. He's been leading, trailing from the 2 seats that he's been fighting from. That's also perhaps a reality from him. As it stands, from what one lead we're getting, he's leading now in both Bharet and Dumka. So let's just go back across to Shazia as well. Shazia, it was very interesting to hear Raghuvar Das say he's trailing again at his seat, but he said that we are going to form the government. It's very interesting to, understand where that confidence is coming from. Shazia.
No, I think till the last vote is counted, one should not declare or concede either way. Yes, the way it looks like, the way the figures go, it does look like they can reach the majority mark. The minute they do, as I said, all congratulations to them. But this also reinforces the belief which was lacking so far, that election commission cannot be trusted, that EVM machines can't be trusted. That goes on to say that nobody should be a sore loser and have faith in the systems of the country, which is why every time the serial hecklers were not letting me speak, I want to make it very clear to them that continue to have faith in the country, in its institutions, in the election commission and EVM, and do not be sore losers when you lose. If we are losing now, we accept it gracefully. That's what I'm saying. And at the point, yes, Modi ji made it happen that an incumbent government at the center came back again with a thumping majority. But you look at state after state, with the exception of Sheila Dikshit, in Delhi, who ruled for 15 years, and Gujarat, to be fair, to BJP. Hardly any states, especially states like Jharkhand, have repeated holding on to the vote share. The point I was making was that a huge chunk of vote share has been held on to most tenaciously, 1. And 2, most importantly, that we continue to be, as the figures go, 30 is what I'm seeing on your screen, the single largest party. That does not show a very poor track record at all. This is the point I was making about anti-incumbency. There were times when we reported elections, state elections.
Just to intervene here, Shivani, also.
The party would lose its deposit. That's the point.
Shazia, just as far as the breakup of these numbers are also concerned, if I can also bring in Abhishek, just to put this in perspective, some good news for the BJP if you really look into the numbers of each area, like South Chota Nagpur, if you look at it, BJP gets about 7 seats there, JMM gets about 6 seats there. Palamu, where you have about 9 seats, the BJP gets about 3 seats, the JMM gets 4 seats. Santhal Pargana, where there is 18 seats, BJP gets 6 and JMM 11. Only place perhaps you could look at a clean sweep, it is in Kolhan, where you have about 14 seats, of which BJP gets only 3 and the JMM 10. So, Abhishek, if you look at the entire picture, the entire state picture, it was keenly fought in almost all areas. BJP, perhaps the only big takeaway for the BJP would be to ensure that at least most of these areas, they've managed to at least ensure their fort is intact.
Also, Soren, just to add to these numbers before I analyze, that there are, as of now, as the counting goes on, about 9 odd seats where the margins are still hovering around 500. In fact, I was going through the numbers and there is one seat which is called Nirsa, where the margin is 4 or 5 votes. So it's still a fluid situation. But I would say that the loss for BJP has been at the level of tactics on the ground in terms of alliance making. There was an element of anti-incumbency, and to make sure that it does not harm them to the extent that it goes out of power, they could have been a little more accommodative of the allies. They have perhaps paid a price for that. But whatever you're suggesting in terms of BJP not losing big, obviously the sum total comes out in favor of JMM. But at the same time, BJP does not come out as a big loser, except for the fact that on the tactical front, they fail to keep their allies together, and of course the Raghubar Das factor.
One quick comment, Abhishek, with you and also from Shazia, with respect to this entire alliance thing. Just look at the larger picture. What was AJSU essentially demanding for 19 seats when they themselves do not have that kind of presence? Look at Mato himself. Himself trying to defend his own seat. That did not work out. So the fact of the matter is, wasn't he really asking for too much in the beginning?
So it's not about someone asking for too much and the BJP or the larger ally partner giving it. It's about negotiating, and no one can teach the Amit Shah BJP the art of deal making. It's somewhere down the line mistake was made, whether it was at the level of state leadership or some miscommunication at the level of central leadership of the state in charge or the state in charge. Perhaps Shazia Almi would be in a better position to reflect on that. But as I see it, it's not a big loss, obviously. And as I said, even now the situation is fluid in terms of the final tally.
Shazia, take it from there.
Shravan, before Shazia comes in, can I just get Madhu Kishwar in once again? Madhu Kishwar, this juggernaut of the BJP, is there a chink appearing in the armor of this exceptional election machine? That's the big question to be asked today, because state election after state election, Madhu Kishwar, starting from Gujarat, where they just managed to hold on, to Karnataka, where they fell short, to MP, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, and now to Jharkhand. What is the chink in the armor of the BJP election machinery?
It's not, one part is chink in the armor of the election machinery, which is choice of wrong candidates and bypassing or marginalizing better loyalist candidates. They've done it in place after place, and therefore the party is not holding together except over one man's name, which is Narendra Modi. That's not enough of a glue when it comes to state level politics. Secondly, not enough attention to administrative issues. There's no doubt that in Jharkhand, BJP has also paid a price for cracking down on the mining mafia, and they were bound to retaliate. However, if you provide high quality governance and administration, then many of those things which alienate certain mischief mongers and communities which have vested interests or groups which have, that can be offset. But if you don't pay attention to quality governance and holding your own party together, to me, that's the message.
Yes.
If your own party starts breaking apart and old hands start leaving the party or feel put down, marginalized, then that's not a winning formula. Thirdly, the economy deserves attention. And here it's very important for the Prime Minister to realize that rubber stamp ministers at the center in crucial ministries cannot lead the economy out of the mess we are in. A lot of the mess is inherited from Congress. For example, the bankrupting of the banks. That's not their creation, but it needs very creative handling. And this Raid Raj will put investments out of. I mean, they won't bring.
How much of it is relevant to Jharkhand?
No, I'm saying, see, wherever the whole issue of jobs, the resurgent economy lifts mood everywhere, and there BJP needs to do course correction.
I think Jharkhand is a case of local factors. I think Jharkhand is a case of local factors.
Local is very important.
And just one quick point.
Economy needs attention.
Well, fair enough. Fair enough.
No,
fair enough.
No, I'll go to what, Soren, just one point, limited point I'll make quickly. What Shivani was suggesting was that while the overall, under the overall umbrella of Narendra Modi's leadership, the chink within the BJP is at the level of state leadership. From Gujarat to Karnataka to Jharkhand, we have seen earlier also, of course, in case of MP and Chhattisgarh, there was a long period of, because of which there was anti-incumbency. But the state leadership perhaps is not matching up to the ambition and the standards set by, say, for example, Narendra Modi at the national level, and that's where the BJP is faltering at the level of states.
And two quick points as far as what Madhukeshwar and Abhishek was also saying. With regards to the national issues, or even for that matter, Prime Minister's image and Home Minister's image also, look at the number of rallies that they have done and the strike rate in those areas. It does appear, of the 11 rallies that the Home Minister has had in constituencies, more than 8 right now, it does appear that the BJP is leading. So that in itself is another topic of discussion. And secondly, with the Prime Minister, 9 of the 9 were given to understand. As of now, the number stands at 5.